I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
Greetings and salutations. This is Big J True X. Yeah, the 14th Amendment has been saved. Thank God. It says again, thank God the 14th Amendment has been saved. I don't want to hear no Tariq Nasheed or you FBA Negroes. No, the 14th Amendment should not be touched. The 13th, 14th, 15th, and yes, 19th Amendments of the Constitution should not be touched at all. See, some of y'all really don't need to understand something. There's a reason why they're targeting birthright citizenship. While y'all are stuck, while y'all in the black community on black social media are arguing with these tethers, having these stupid idiotic beasts with the Pan Africans and the Caribbeans, they're using your argument to justify taking away other people's rights, including yours. So now when Donald Trump and Rand Paul, because Rand Paul has introduced a bill to take away birthright citizenship. I remember about 6 months ago. Let me not go there. What happened 6 months ago? Because there was an argument 6 months ago on my channel. I'm gonna talk about that later on. Let me go ahead and play this clip real quick because I've been waiting for this. So let me play this little clip real quick, y'all.
This is an ABC News special report.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. We're coming on the air because the Supreme Court has just released its ruling on the future of birthright citizenship here in the United States. That right has long been guaranteed under the 14th Amendment, but President Trump has been waging a battle to limit birthright citizenship to children of U.S. citizens or permanent residents. Let's get straight to ABC's senior Washington correspondent, Devin Dwyer.
Can we sit here and notice the hypocrisy of this? Can we know about what's going on, Auntie? Can we talk about the hypocrisy of this? He's willing to. Y'all's president said he wants to limit citizenship to those who are American citizens. But the first lady is not American citizen, was not born an American. The first wife, I think the second wife of Donald Trump is an American citizen, but the first wife and the third wife are not American citizens. So by that logic, the children are not, according to the logic that you hear from the Tariq Nasheeds and the ADOS and the FBA, and their framework. Oh, let me say this right now. Let me say this right now. I'm going to politically challenge FBA and AUS because I already wrote a piece of legislation. That's what I'm gonna spend 2026, 2027, 2028 because we got destroyed the FBA movement because y'all getting out of hand and y'all defrauding people. I'm tired of FBA and ADOS defrauding people and doing all this stupid idiot stuff. But anyway, back to the point. I meant what I said, right? So Um, I forgot where I was at, y'all. Yeah, okay. The first ladies, the president's wives are not American. The hypocrisy of it, and I want to know if it was. I'm trying to remember the lady, the white woman, Burnett, Justice Burnett, who was on the Supreme Court. I wonder if um, I wonder if she, because she got some black kids. Yes, conservative Supreme Court Judge Burnett, the white woman, has some black children who are not American, who were Haitians. Apparently, I could be wrong about that. I ain't want to speak in absolutes because I could be wrong in my estimation. So I wonder if that plays a role in why she voted the way she did. But I'm not sure if the show. But you know what? Let me go ahead and play this real quick because I'm not gonna be a very long. But I'm glad though this thing was saved.
Who covers the Supreme Court for us. Devin, for more than 100 years, the rule has been simple. If you're born in America, you are an American, and it looks like that won't change.
That still stands, Kira, after this landmark decision. Chief Justice John Roberts writing for the majority of the court that the 14th Amendment means what it says. The text of that amendment passed after the Civil War to extend citizenship to former slaves and their descendants is still the law of the land. If you're born on U.S. soil, you are a U.S. citizen. A major rebuke to President Trump, who had pushed for this executive order to take effect. It has come before the court.
And let me start educating people now. See, we're going to go over here, y'all. We got to go here on the United States Constitution. This is a government website of the United States Constitution, right? So what does it say right here on the 14th Amendment? Section 1, all persons, and no, Tariq Nasheed, it doesn't say black people. It didn't say FBA. It says all persons born or naturalized in the United States in the subject and jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. I don't want to hear none of you followers of Tariq Nasheed trying to say, well, it's just about slavery. No, it says all persons. I want to hear it. Get tired of you. Tired of y'all get on social media and spread misinformation. But let me get right back to over here. Let me get back over here.
Twice he attended oral arguments in person to look those justices in the eyes. And today, Chief Justice John Roberts leaning into that opinion from over 100 years ago, 1898, the last time the Supreme Court looked at this issue. And he said that precedent is still our precedent, and it is the law of the land, Kira. A big win for the immigrant advocates, we should note, who had fought this case, the ACLU, who led the way, Cecilia Wang, herself a birthright citizen, arguing this case before the Supreme Court. And today they have a big victory. 255,000 children are born in the United States each year to non-citizens who would have been affected by Trump's order. And those kids today and going forward will get U.S. citizenship, Kira.
Let's bring.
Right. Now, Sarge, I see you in this chat room. I see you in the chat room, Sarge. Now, I know why you're doing it, because you went to Hawaii trying to get Barack Obama's birth certificate when you went to Hawaii 10 years ago. But anyway, let's keep it moving, though, right? Oh, hold on. Man of Tomorrow's in the chat room? Oh, Man of Tomorrow in the chat room? Oh, hold on. Let me see this. Citizenship isn't really for immigrants. Well, yes and no. If you read the intent of the author of the 14th Amendment, he was talking about Dred Scott, right? The focus is on Dred Scott, but he also implied, see, let let me talk about this for a minute, because I know everybody want to talk about the Dred Scott case, about slavery, that black people was not count as American citizens. But what happened during the mid 19th century, or I should say the mid 1800s rather, during the 1840s and 1850s, there was a thing called the Know Nothing movement. The Know Nothing movement was targeting immigrants, primarily from China and especially the Irish and the Eastern Europeans, because the Eastern Europeans and the Irish are mainly Catholic. Go look, and they've been targeted. They had not getting no jobs, and they was not getting any. They're getting subpar jobs in the North, while at the same time we was being enslaved down here in the South. Both people got shut. So that, and we was not called citizens, even though some of these people was already born here. So you got to factor in the Know Nothing movement and their effects on migrants coming from Europe. That's part of the reason why the author wrote the 14th Amendment as it has been written down. But anyway, we can keep it moving, y'all. Some of that stuff is going over y'all's heads. Some of that goes over y'all's head. But I'm for it. The 14th Amendment. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. No. Okay. It's right here. I mean, a lot of y'all are not putting. A lot of y'all are not putting this in context, in the historical context. I know everybody want to use Dred Scott. Dred Scott was not the only reason. The Dred Scott case was not the only reason why the 14th Amendment was in place. And no, Sarge, there ain't gonna be no constitutional amendment, because it's gonna be impossible to get 3/4 of the states. You're not gonna get 3/4 of the states, nor man, it's gonna be impossible to get 2/3 of Congress to go ahead and do that, to push it through. Right. I ain't went to no. Well, I did went to law school, but I didn't. I'm too broke to go to law school. But hold on, let me go. Hold on, let me see. Yes, I read it. Sarge. I read it right there in front of you, Sarge. All persons born, comma, Sarge. You see, some of y'all don't want to talk about that comma. There's a comma. All persons born in, comma, are citizens of the United States in the state they reside, comma. See, you gotta go to English class. Sometimes you gotta use comma. There's a reason why there's a comma there, Sarge. There's a comma. What's going on, Pierre? Oh, right. Sarge wastes all the time going to Hawaii That's U.S. state to look for a birth certificate. Yeah, man, I laughed at that shit. That shit was funny though. That shit was funny. We did that shit. Oh man, but it's right here. Oh, Queen, Delight, you got my email, right? You got my email, right? Um, right. Even illegal immigrants are subject to American law. Right, right. It's English common law. It's English common law. Hold on. You need to read the debates on the matter. The authors made it clear the subject of the amendment are subject to the total political jurisdiction, not just partial jurisdiction. Sarge, but you can't. Actually, I have emailed you. You didn't email me back, Mo. But I'd like to talk to because I'm serious about that. What I wrote, what I emailed to you, Queen. I'm gonna push for that. You know, it's the best I could do. I know it's gonna be controversial. Or what I'm pushing for. Hold on. Let me get this down. Okay. Illegal aliens cannot be drafted, for instance, and charge them with treason at all, but impossible. Is Big J triple X, and is that a certain and the site is it starts with a P at P blank.com. Yeah, and that's the problem. You got too many accounts. I'm supposed to follow you. Right. So yeah, so there's something sinister about changing the 14th Amendment. And people just sitting there just like y'all don't understand what's going on. They're trying to get rid of the non-white population. They're trying to make sure. See, if there was no such thing as Muslims coming in, if there was no Hispanics coming in and having these birth rates that the Arabs and the Hispanics are doing, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't be having this argument. This argument wouldn't be we wouldn't be having this. This wouldn't be a something of contention, because this is mainly about aiming at Arabs because they're scared that the Muslims are going to take over Texas. They're scared that the Muslims, the Muslims already took over Michigan and in Wisconsin. So they're thinking about, oh, okay, well, let me just go ahead and since they coming up in here, since there's a fear of them taking over the country, and since there's a fear of the Hispanic population coming from south of the border, well, here is the thing. Here's a noble idea. First of all, shut down the border. No, number two, stop sending your military overseas. I'm gonna say it again. Stop sending your military overseas. Then, if y'all don't want these people over here, then stop invading these other countries and bringing them over here, because that's what's happening. And let me say this too: with the next 3 months, you're going to see Venezuelans crossing the southern border. I don't care what Trump says. Venezuelans is going to cross that border, and I can tell the difference between a Mexican and a Venezuelan. They might look the same, but you can tell the difference. You only got to do is pay attention on their dialect. Some of us who speak Spanish might know their dialects is different. But like I said, I'm glad Trump got stopped. I'm glad that the 14th Amendment survived and all of that. So anyway, let me get hold on. This. Sarge, if you don't like it, then run for office. Sarge. Well, Sarge, remember we had this argument about a certain vice president of the United States, and you said he was not a U.S. citizen because you were so hell bent on President Obama. Well, let me give y'all a history lesson, y'all. So y'all don't know. Some of y'all don't know. In 1928, the Republican Party nominated Herbert Hoover. Well, Herbert Hoover needed a running mate. And they needed a candidate that can balance the ticket. I'm talking about the Republican Party. They needed to balance the ticket, so they need a Midwesterner to balance the coastal candidate. So they went to Charles Curtis, who was a member of the Choctaw. I forgot what tribe that was. You know what? Let me look this up, y'all. I'm gonna look this up, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta look this up. I'm going by memory because yes. I history was my major, and I'm on no, Charles Curtis. That's right. Vice President Charles Curtis. Yeah. I gotta look this up. And you know, I'm going to Wikipedia. Yeah, let me go on the Wikipedia. Charles Curtis. Right? Your first non-white vice president of the United States. But Sarge told me this years ago. Well, you know, man, Charles Curtis was not a citizen of the United States. Well, tell me how did he become vice president then? Oh, his daddy. Oh, wait, hold on, because we had this debate before. His daddy was. Hold on, I got to talk about his daddy. Where's the information on his daddy? Information on his daddy. His daddy. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Was he American? Was his daddy American? It just says he's from British, Scots, Welsh ancestry. So I'm assuming he's an American. But anyway, I'm assuming he's an American. But yet you sit there and said, Sarge, he's not an American citizen because his mother is a from the Kaw Nation. Is it Kaw Nation? Yeah, was that Kaw Nation tribe? And of the Osage tribe in Kansas? Just saying. I'm just saying. You know, he was your first non-white vice president of the United States. No, Sarge. No, Sarge. You want to mention Chester? Yes, Sarge. We did mention Chester Arthur. We did mention Chester Arthur. You know what? Let's look up Chester Arthur. Then let's go to Chester Arthur. Then let's roll it down, Sarge. Since that we here, since we here. Yeah, because like we going see. Hold on, we got it. Let me go here. List of vice presidents. Yeah, let's go to here. List of vice presidents, and we can go all the way. Hold on. Let's just say. Let me see. Chester Arthur. Chester Arthur. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Chester Arthur. Yes, Chester Arthur. Oh, one of the presidents I do like is Chester Arthur though. I do like Chester Arthur though. Tell you the truth though. But his daddy, right? His dad, he was born in Fairfield, Vermont, and his daddy, because you keep talking about his daddy. Well, Arthur's father, William Arthur. Let's put this. Oh, this is his daddy. Now, yes, he was born in Ireland. What's the point? But the mother was born. The mother was born here in the United States from Berkshire, Vermont. So are you saying that it just gonna take two parents? Yes, you did, Sarge. That's not. Yeah, yes, you did, Sarge. You use Charles Curtis and Chester Arthur. They are well. Guess what? They are naturally born. Why? Because they come from both of them had an American parent. Charles Curtis had an American father. By that logic, Charles Curtis had an American father. Chester Arthur has an American mother. According to whom, Sarge? According to whom, Sarge? See, Sarge, it's already set in stone, because if that was the case, Chester Arthur would not become vice president and later president, and Charles Curtis would not become vice president of the United States. See, Sarge needs to tell me. Sarge needs to provide proof that it needs to be both parents. It needs to be both parents. I know. But the problem is, you got people on social media so hell bent when it's right there written in black and white in front of you. What is a citizen? Actually, there was. Go look up the election of 1880. And even if you watch the movie about James Garfield, if you listen to you watch that movie called Death by Lightning, it's on Netflix, by the way. It talks about the 1880 presidential election with James Garfield picking Chester Arthur as his running mate. That was brought up, by the way. If you watch that movie, though, you watch the miniseries, Death by Lightning. That's one of the best miniseries ever. Right. None of the Europeans were born here, right? What about J.D. Vance's wife, Ocean? Exactly. And what about people who don't know their daddies? But they have, okay, there's some people who are born here and don't know their daddies or don't know their mamas. How you going to tell them, well, you can't be president? Knowing the fact some of us were born in American hospitals. What are you going to do then? Sarge, where I know, Sarge, you keep repeating yourself. What you just said is correct, Sarge. But what is a natural born citizen? What constitutes a natural born citizen? But anyway, I'm glad that Trump got pushed back. I'm glad that Tariq Nasheed got pushed back. Fuck Tariq Nasheed. Fuck ADOS. Fuck FBA. Fuck all this bullshit, because what they're trying to do is bring fascism, and y'all don't sit there and understand what's going on. Wait, stop. I want y'all to stop. Listen what Sarge says. You see that? I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna let y'all see it. Right. Wasn't John McCain born in Panama on a military base in nowhere? Facts. And isn't military base? No, wasn't Panama was a part of the United States until 1999 when Jimmy? No, let me go back on this because I know somebody gonna be confused. I know somebody gonna be confused. In 1979, Jimmy Carter signed a treaty with Panama to give back the Panama Canal back to Panama, and the time was till 1999. That's when it was exchanged back to Panama. Right. So are we going to say John McCain, the late John McCain, was not an American citizen, or he was ineligible to run for president, even though his mama and his daddy were American citizens? Sarge. You know that military bases are American soil. You know that. Because wait a minute, didn't I prop this up? Wait a minute, hold on. Let me do this. No. Stop. Hold on. I gotta do this, y'all. Hold on. I gotta do this, y'all. I gotta do this. Hold on. Because I don't want to dox myself, but I gotta look up something. I gotta look. No. Scratch that. I don't want to dox myself. So let me just put this up here real quick, because I'm gonna post something. I'm gonna ask a question. Are military bases Okay. I can't show you, but let me read what it says. So Sarge is somewhat right. Sarge is right. I'm gonna be fair to Sarge. You say American bases outside. You says bases outside the United States. These are not legally U.S. soil, even if the U.S. operates them. Ramstein Air Base, Germany. Okada Air Base, Japan. Camp Humphreys, South Korea. They exist because of status of forces agreements, treaties that let U.S. use land. Okay, wait, hold on. Ooh, Sarge. Man, I wish I could just show this, but I can't because it got my name all over the shit. How does a baby born overseas get U.S. citizenship? They get citizenship through their parents if at least one parent is a U.S. citizen. You know what? I'm done. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue with this. I ain't gonna argue no more. I'm done, y'all. I'm done. We're not gonna argue with this no more. Okay? I ain't gonna argue no more. I ain't gonna argue with this no more. Listen. I would have showed it. I wish I could. I wish I could show it, but I can't. I wish I could, Mike. I wish I could, Mike. But man, yo. No, John. No, John McCain can't had the right to be president of the United States. He had the right to be president of the United States. Had he won in 2008. But like I said, this is really about controlling Muslims and Hispanics. All right, the whole issue behind the birthright citizenship was about to control the two demographics that are not white or Protestant. Yeah, I said it. The Arabs are Muslim. Hispanics are usually Catholic. The United States of America is a Protestant country. So they don't need Catholics. They don't need any more Catholics, and they don't need they don't need Islam. That's the reason why they doing this citizenship thing. But anyway, like I said, let me get out of here. I said enough. I said enough. Because I gotta go to sleep, y'all. I don't get how they are a threat. Okay, Queen. Muslims are a threat, and Hispanics are a threat because they are a threat because their mindset is different than Anglo-Saxon. See, this country has an Anglo-Saxon mindset, and how we conduct ourselves on the world stage, or no, better yet, they come from the global South. Anglo-Saxon people are from the global North. The global South is where all the resources and the resources and so forth. So they need, you know what? I'm gonna talk about that later on. It's too much. It's too much. A lot of it is gonna go fly over people's heads. What I'm about to say, it's gonna fly over people's heads because I don't think people understand that the Anglo-Saxon worldview, and when I say Anglo-Saxon, I'm talking about Britain, United States, Canada, Australia. that mindset is waning. That mindset is waning. And that whole might makes right. Let's take away other people's resources from Africa and Latin America and the Middle East and Southeast Asia. Those days are numbered. And that's why they need the birth rate, the state the be at whites only. You know what? Hold on. I want to get off because there is a debate between Queen Sunkiss and Femi. That's why I'm trying to rush this, Drew, because I would have dropped the link, but Femi and Queen Sunkiss about to have a debate, and I want to be there for that. You know, all right? That's why I will not. That's why I'm not dropping the link. So I apologize for not dropping the link, y'all. I apologize for that. You know. So hold on. Okay, hold on. You got 2 hours? Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it then. Cause I want to interrupt y'all's live stream because I want to watch that shit. Tell you the truth though. Oh, hold on, no, don't do that. Oh, this touch screen. I got this new laptop. Oh my god. No, don't do that to me. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get on my YouTube real quick. You should play Femi's. Okay. Let me do that then. YouTube. Not in YouTube. StreamYard is fucking up. StreamYard is fucking up. And I'm glad I got some good ads on here. Hold on. Let me take my let me pin that. Yeah, let me pin that. Okay. All right. What's going on, Queen?
Okay, so it's not a live stream debate.
Oh,
Femi
okay.
made a video. I think it's the last video. And I'm responding to it. Yeah, I'm good. I'm responding to it.
Okay.
So that's what that is.
All right.
So you should play her video before you end the stream. That way people know what the hell I'm talking about.
Hold on. Let me,
I
what's her
mean, since
channel
you
name?
promoting stuff and stuff.
What is her channel name again?
Oh, okay, hold on.
They don't want me on the chat.
They don't want Femi to chat. But they don't want me.
Let's see here. Hold on. Is somebody coming back? Okay. Oh, it's Auntie. All right. What's going on, Auntie?
Yo, I'm chilling, man. Good content, Big J.
All right.
Way to break it down. What's going on, y'all?
Oh, no, nothing much. I'm trying to find her channel because. Hold on. Go ahead, Aunt. Go ahead, Aunt.
Nah, because look, even birthright citizenship, it has some nuances. I understand why they're trying to. I don't think they're trying to get rid of birthright citizenship altogether, but I think this is one of the reasons why the Supreme Court rejects it, because it's supposed to make sense in certain instances, or else you kind of change the makeup and fabric of America when you get rid of it totally. But they're trying to get rid of the whole anchor baby aspect of it. People that cross the border illegally, have children. Some of them cross the border. Women are pregnant already, and they cross the border just to have babies that are citizens, and then they get to stay with the children that are citizens. Um, so that's something. So that's one of the reasons why the Supreme Court is going to reject it, because you can't get rid of it altogether. Like that would kind of change what America is kind of built on. Um, so what they need to do is just get a handle on illegal immigration to begin with, and this won't be an issue. I mean, it won't be as much of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's it. They need to kind of secure the border, make sure that people that come over here legally, whether that be on student visas, work visas, or at least are on a path to citizenship legally. You know, before they start having babies. But people that just kind of swim over here, I'm saying, cross the border illegally just to have babies and stuff like that. They really want to get a hold of that. You can't just back up the whole law, because that changes kind of what America was built on. It changes it. So I can understand why the Supreme Court rejected it.
I think
I
I
mean,
think
that's
I
what
think
they should do.
yeah.
Mm.
Well, there is a way to address the Oh, you found it, Queen?
Yeah, that's Femi's video.
I've been trying to find her channel. I can't even find the motherfucker. Okay, let me go
Yeah,
over there
they
then.
got they she is deeply shadow banned. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know who's flagging the shit out of her. I know who's flagging the shit out of her. That
I don't
bitch Nikki
know. She
Ford.
being flagged. I think they just hiding her channel because I'm like, she is very militant in what she is saying over there. So I think they're suppressing her content.
Let me go over here real quick, and I'm gonna click on on her channel then.
We don't need the Supreme Court be right. Now they got a problem over having babies, then they need to figure out a different way to fix that. But messing with the Constitution is not the way to do that.
Well, but which I agree with you to a degree, right? As the Constitution is made to be messed with, that's why amendments exist. So that all of that was kind of embedded in the fabric of them writing it up. You know what I'm saying? It was set up so that
So if you
it,
wanted the
yeah.
amendment to be made, then why not just simply allow Congress and the states to do their job? Why
No,
go
hey, and
away with an
that's
executive order?
no, that's understandable. I can. That's why I said I agree with you to a degree. As far as just totally getting rid of birthright citizenship, that's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You don't need to do that. You're trying. If you really want to get a handle on illegal immigration, you do that. Birthright citizenship and illegal immigration are not the same thing. They're
But
not the same thing at all. So, secure the damn borders, do what it is that y'all have to do, as a nation. Yeah, you Borgin.
you kind of boring right there.
Yeah.
But I think though the solution.
I mean, hell, I see the land and going to jail.
But I'm just saying the Constitution is not set in stone. Has never been set in stone. Like like all of that. Like it was written with that in mind, that we the people can go through the necessary steps and channels and propose and get amendments passed. So that's not a problem. But you don't. I don't
Uh,
agree with just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. When it comes to that, because there are reasons why that was put in place. You know, in the first place. But of
I,
course, just like any other, real quick, Big J, just like any other law, people will abuse them. So if you want to have issues with people abusing them, then get a handle on the people that are abusing, that Constitution.
but I think the solution, and it's gonna be a harsh one. Um, for I'm talking about the anchor baby thing.
Hmm.
I think they should be subject to be drafted.
Mm.
I know that sounds harsh, but I think that's probably only way without changing the Constitution, without being discriminatory. I think that's probably the only solution there is. You
Well,
know,
I thought about this one, Big J, right? I said, look, as far as the like, you can amendment as far as the whole anchor baby situation. That's it. It doesn't exist unless your parents, like your parents, one, both of them, whatever the case may be, actually have can show that they are on a process to citizenship. That's it. Just at least
so
going through the necessary steps and channels to become citizens themselves. But if the parents have no intent on becoming citizens and aren't even in the process of trying to obtain citizenship, no, I think that their anchor baby should be considered damn contraband.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why whenever you smuggle illegal things
Hold on.
into the
Sorry,
country,
something
that's what
wrong
it
with
is.
your mic. Sorry, something's wrong with your mic.
yeah, Sarge, you might want to
Oh, there you go. There you go. Be good now.
okay, but tell Sarge to turn down his camera.
You're
Got his
calling
camera.
you're calling human beings contraband?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is so ridiculous.
Absolutely, because illegal immigration is still illegal. So if you're going to cross the border with a child in you, I think that should be treated just as if somebody is smuggling in drugs in their booty. Straight up.
I don't think they should treat the child
Straight up.
like contraband, but I do think that they should lock their ass up. Like you should go to
There you
jail
go.
for
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
It's not happening like
put a
that.
baby.
I think you're hearing
not-
a lot of white supremacists tell you that. That is not what's happening. They're coming here not pregnant. They're coming here and they're getting pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, you need to go to jail.
Jay,
You need
can I
to go to jail.
revisit something that we spoke to earlier?
Go ahead, Sarge. Go ahead.
Okay. Earlier, we were talking about military bases being leased properties of the host nation under the Status of Forces Agreement negotiated, because the Status of Forces Agreement is essentially a treaty provision negotiated with the host nation by the United States. And we negotiate the right to use their soil as our base, just as a tenant leases an apartment building. There's not any real difference. Now, under the citizenship laws of, say, Japan and Germany, I looked into this. If you were born anywhere on Japanese soil, and a United States military base on Japanese soil is Japanese soil, then in order for your child not to be a Japanese citizen, here's what you have to do. I know this. I was in the United States Army in Germany. They told us this. What you have to do is register the birth of your child with the United States consulate or an embassy. When you register your child, the consulate reports the birth of your child to the host nation. They will then not consider that child to be a citizen of their country, and your child is then a citizen under the Immigration and Naturalization Act of 1953, not the 14th Amendment, because the Constitution doesn't apply in Germany. Only treaties do. So remember, our Immigration and Naturalization Act of 1953 says that any child born to any United States citizen anywhere in the world is a United States citizen at birth, but obviously, since it took a statute to make it, not a natural born citizen. Now, do you understand the distinction?
Okay, Sarge, but like you forgot about something.
What did I forget? What did I leave out?
Panama. See, the argument was about Panama.
Panama's not United States soil.
Yes, it was.
No, in fact,
Yes, it was.
in fact, no, he was born in Cologne City. And his birth certificate says so. He was born in a hospital that was based in Cologne City. John McCain. That is Panama's sovereign territory. Panama was a sovereign independent nation when John McCain was born in 1935?
Yes.
Yes, so that was Panamanian soil. He was born on Panamanian soil. He is a U.S. citizen because of the Immigration and Naturalization Act of 1933, I believe. I forget what it was. The one that governed him is different than the one that governed
I got a question for you guys that are supporting this.
Born citizen.
I got a question. So, is Melania going to be deported? Is all her anchor babies going to be deported?
Wait
is all of Trump's anchor babies going to be deported?
Wait a second. Wait a second, Sarge.
United States citizen.
Hold up, Sarge. Can I answer real quick? Because I wanted to even address.
I don't know why people make these spurious arguments. She is
my mic ain't
completely,
working.
just as you and I are, a citizen of the United States. She cannot be deported.
I gotta turn it up. One second. Okay, so I wanted to address even what I said earlier, like pure. As far as you mentioned the other scenario where people come over here illegally and then they have babies. I get that. I said the way that you change that is making sure that those parents have to actually show that they're on a path to citizenship. That's it. Just be on a path.
I'm for that too. But when you have people, I get you, Aunt. But when you have people going into the court system and ICE is arresting them on their appointments for that path, you don't think that's fucked up?
Yeah, I do.
I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Hold up. No, I do. If you're on a path, yeah, there should be a time frame and everything else involved. That's it. You should have a time limit, time frame. Now, to go to what you were saying about Melania, this is where, I mean, it's not even that I agree with Sarge. This is the law. She's married to a U.S. citizen. That's in the damn Constitution. That's what gives her citizenship. So that's not about anchor baby.
That don't give her citizenship. She still got to apply for citizenship.
Of allegiance to the United States. Did you ever do that?
Sarge, why are you screaming?
Because I'd like you to hear me. She took an oath of allegiance to the United States. Did you ever do that?
My point is this right here. That has literally nothing to do with it. That's always been the case. An immigrant can marry a U.S. citizen and get citizenship through that alone.
Yeah,
you cannot.
They've been deporting people's spouses, so that's not entirely true.
I don't know why people make this argument.
My ex-husband was Haitian.
Stop. Hold on. That's not true, Ann. Because in hold on, how I'm gonna say this, living on a border state, with Mexico, no, that's not the case, because they will pick up the wives and spouses of American citizens and ship them on back.
Facts.
Yes, they will.
The only way. Yeah. I'm just saying, if the process is not started for that individual to obtain citizenship by and using their marriage as proof of it, like you actually have to be in the process of obtaining citizenship,
right?
And you can. That's what I'm saying. But it's still that's a step that people have used for a long time for citizenship, and the nation legally allows it.
No, because I was married to a Haitian man. Now his mother conceived him in New York. Then she didn't want to have him in New York. So she went to Haiti to birth him in Haiti. And then as soon as he was born, she brought him right back to America because she wanted him to be a Haitian citizen. He was raised his whole life in America. And I married him. He didn't have a citizenship, even though he was Americanized, as Americanized as anybody in this room. And he had to go and apply for his citizenship. Our marriage didn't mean shit or squat. And he had to get his own citizenship. It didn't have anything to do with me.
That's true. That is true. Being married to the United States does not automatically guarantee you the right to stay in the United States permanently. They will give you a residency permit if you go through the proper process. But that residency permit can be revoked if the United States discovers grounds that you should not be in the country for whatever reason the government determines it under law. Now I understand.
But I'm just saying, you still have to apply for the process and go through the process of obtaining legal.
Yeah, I understand that. All I'm saying is it's not automatic unless that spouse becomes a citizen independently. Then you're here permanently, unless your citizenship is revoked.
Correct.
Only then.
I'm just saying, when people get deported for that, it's usually because they're not even going through the necessary channels to obtain citizenship.
Yes, but not always.
Melania used to be deported because the visa she came in on was
because they discover that the spouse has a criminal record or that the spouse made some misrepresentation about themselves, when they applied for residency.
Or the marriage is proven to be a ruse,
right?
Just for citizenship, because people are selling citizenship that way. Have been doing it for a long time. Like there are still channels, there are legal hearings that have to be put in place for all of that stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, if you go through the process, yeah, that can be part of it. But
Melania's visa is fraudulent, so she needs to be sent back to wherever the hell it was that she came from. That's what needs to happen. Yeah.
Definitely facts.
She ain't no damn Einstein nothing. She's a damn box of rocks. Okay.
All right. Well, look, you want to complain about Melania, fine. There's no doubt she is from
the United States. I'm just saying it was
a fraudulent visa.
That's extremely tough to deport.
I feel like all of Trump's kids are anchor babies as much as any Hispanic person's child is an anchor baby.
All of them.
They're 14th Amendment babies. They are not anchor babies.
No, they're anchor babies.
They are not natural-born citizens.
All them babies is anchor babies.
14th Amendment citizens.
No, they not. They anchor babies.
Yes, they are. His mother was a Czech national. Ivana Trump's mother was a
non-U.S. citizen
when he was born. She was not a U.S. citizen.
Exactly, anchor baby.
Trump, being a U.S. citizen, made his children citizens under the 14th Amendment.
No, they anchor babies.
Well, you can say that all you want. That's just not true.
Queen ain't shit.
You can repeat it from now till doomsday. It's not true.
Deport them all. Get rid of them.
All right. Well, that's just vile. That's not the law or the Constitution.
She know it too, man.
I know she knows. She just doesn't like it. There's a lot of things about the law I don't like, but I don't try to pretend they're not the law.
Her visa is fraudulent. So no, she needs to be deported, and her kids need to go with her.
All right. Well, when you figure out a way to amend the Constitution to allow that, get back to me. Right now, that can't be done legally or constitutionally.
And as a first lady of the United States, like they can even expedite her citizenship. Probably like it doesn't have to go through the same time frame as in all of the paperwork and just waiting time that your average person.
Well, they need to do that because she's fraudulent right now. Okay, that's the whole thing. It's fraudulent.
I'm just saying, you know how it is. I'm just saying, just like any other
right to live. I'm just saying, just like any other. Take hers too, because she ain't special. Shit.
No, I'm just saying, no, she is a citizen because that process had been expedited on her behalf. That's kind of how America works.
That heifer came over here on an Einstein visa. An Einstein visa is for motherfuckers that contribute to society in a great way because they smart. Now, what smart shit have you seen come from that woman? Did she intelligently take her clothes off? Is that what made her Einstein?
That's an argument for another day.
I'm just saying you can look it up. I'm just saying she's an actual legal.
Magnificent mind. Like, did she in front of the camera in a way that nobody else had thought of before? I'm a little confused.
Okay, now hold on. Hey, Queen, if the argument is that she obtained citizenship either fraudulently or something like that, then maybe you have an argument there. But you can look it up. She does have legal citizenship.
But that's what I'm saying. Right, she obtained it fraudulently. That was my whole point.
Okay, I'm just saying. Then in that case, we would have to retrace all of the steps and bring up the actual flaws, in the process, something that was missed or whatever. But right now, you look it up. She's a legal citizen.
You've got to introduce evidence.
Hold on 1 second. She had the nerve to fucking talk about the legitimacy of Obama's birth certificate. Bitch, get the fuck out of here.
I have questions about it, and I'm a natural-born citizen. And I have questions about his birth certificate. There are 19 fraudulent indicators of counterfeit birth certificate from 2 separate forensic document examination firms on 2 different continents. I know you don't want to hear things you don't want, like
the rest of the states in Hawaii. How much of that don't you fucking understand?
Don't you fucking understand what a forensic document examination is? And what it indicates when it is introduced in court under oath.
Native in Hawaii had got What are you talking about?
Well, you don't want to hear an argument. You just want to tell me how fucked up I am. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. If you stop talking, I will tell you why. I'm here to make arguments, not insults.
Can we?
Let me make an argument, please.
Can we?
You don't care about the questions that you have because you're unable to talk to people without yelling.
I'm prepared to answer
I'm saying you said that you have questions about Barack Obama's birth certificate, and you sound like a lunatic because you can't talk without yelling at people.
Well, then you tell 2 forensic document examination firms they're lunatics.
You still yelling
because they came to the same conclusion.
Bring your voice down.
They came to the same conclusion I did. And they are experts in the field.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, Sarge.
I mean, she doesn't want to hear an argument. She doesn't like it.
We don't want to hear nobody that's yelling at us.
Yeah, you just heard it. We don't want to hear nobody. You just
finish the sentence. We don't want to hear nobody yelling at us.
Well, then why don't you let me get a word in edgeways,
Stop
please?
screaming on this panel. You've been screaming since you've been up here.
Yeah, because I got to fight for a spot.
No, you can just stop screaming and talk like a regular person.
Because I got to fight for a spot at the truck. Big J, can I say something or not?
Yeah. You can say something, but Sarge, hold on, Sarge. You the one who flew all the way to Hawaii from Georgia. Just to look at the.
I was on a vacation. It was incidental. I didn't go there for the purpose of it. We had planned a vacation over a year previous to me making the decision.
Okay.
And I said, incidentally, since we're going to be on the island of Oahu, where Kapiolani Hospital is, I'll take a side trip 5 miles from my hotel, go to the hospital, and ask them some basic questions. And they were as evasive as a bunch of weasels.
Now, Sarge, remember when we had this conversation on Blog Talk?
Wait, we got that straight now. I didn't go there.
I get that, Sarge. But here's the thing, Sarge. When we was on Blog Talk and on TRS, right? And I told you about the woman who witnessed the birth. Because in that same hospital room where Ann Dunham was giving birth to the 44th president of the United States, she was also giving birth in that same room. How come you dismiss what she was saying when she said, "Yes, I saw this white woman give birth to this Negro"?
Let me tell you how hypocritical Sarge is.
Oh, wait a minute, I was about to answer him.
I'm done. It's my turn. Let me tell you how hypocritical Sarge is. Let me tell you how hypocritical he is.
Answer, Big J.
Sarge is okay with Trump's citizenship carrying his fucking anchor baby children, but he has a problem with Obama's mother, who's a citizen, carrying Obama's citizenship. Hypocrisy.
You see, you keep bringing up issues that are unrelated to anything I said. Let me answer Big J first, then I'll get back with you. Now, look, Jay, let me say something first. I heard that story. I am not discounting it. It may be true. On the other hand, are you discounting what his grandmother said, that he was born in a village in Kenya? We've got two conflicting stories, don't we? So which one are we to believe?
I believe a woman.
I was a cop, Jay. Whenever this
I know,
and you put it to the test.
But I believe a woman, every mother, and I got 2 women on here who are mothers. Y'all know y'all's children's birthday because guess what? Y'all experienced their births, right? Talk to the ladies who's on there, right?
Yes.
If a woman can sit there and say she saw a white woman give birth to a Negro in 1961, August 4th, 1961, and she sit there and she saw the name, and she know who this woman was. That giving birth is an experience, right? I'm a man. I'll never have the ability to give birth, but I think in that level, I think if you're going through a life-changing event, I think that you're going to remember who was there. Tell me if I'm wrong, ladies.
I'll grant you that.
Ladies, tell me if I'm wrong.
Jay, I'll grant you that. I'll grant you that. That is why I don't spend a lot of time on things that are not proven. That is why I concentrate on the birth certificate. Because as I said before, and it's been ignored so far, that there are two separate, well-reputed forensic document examination firms that came to the same conclusion about Obama's birth certificate being a counterfeit. They were submitted under oath to federal courts. Nobody charged them with perjury. That's why I prefer to go with the birth certificate, because that is a document that can be forensically and scientifically examined. And both of these separate examiners came to the same conclusion about the birth certificate. Now, if the birth certificate is, in fact, a counterfeit, and I'm saying that would have to be proven in court with adversarial procedures and everything under cross-examination, including the evidence itself. If it is shown that it is a counterfeit document, then I would ask you, what was the reason for the President of the United States to submit a fraudulent document to the American people for purposes of showing where he was born? You would then have to ask yourself that question.
Sir, can you please stop out of the jail and use raising my blood pressure for no reason at all?
Say what? Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Stop screaming.
I'm not screaming. I'm speaking emphatically. Do you not know the difference?
Oh no, you're screaming.
I want to make clear. I'm not reticent about what I believe and say. I absolutely believe it.
Hold up.
If I whisper like I'm afraid of something, you don't really believe that.
I understand. No, I understand that he's just speaking a little bit passionately. I want to answer his question as far as that's concerned. It doesn't necessarily, and I'm speaking objectively here, because I've seen this situation. I've actually had to deal with it personally. It doesn't necessarily mean that the document itself is fraudulent. There were some possible paternity issues or questions that were in place as far as Obama's birth certificate, and this happens a lot of the time. So it's something about his stepfather, and as opposed to his biological father, and everything else. So you might have one name on it as opposed to another name. Now that doesn't take away from the fact that his birth was legal. Like his birth was legal, and he is a United States citizen. But a lot of times the certificate itself might not be fraudulent. It might just be some kind of questionable information on the document, because that happens. Like, for example, I have a birth certificate that had one last name on it, and then that's how it was when it came out through vital statistics, and then when everything was put through to computers, it had another last name on it. That happens to people all of the time. Is the document fraudulent? Absolutely not. But there are actually two drafts of the same legal document. And when the second one comes out, the first one is kind of like null and void. So does that negate the birth? No. We tell you the time, the date, the hospital, footprints, fingerprints, all that stuff is on record. It's just one document had one last name and then the other one didn't. That happened. So in Obama's case, there was an issue as far as who the father was on that birth certificate.
I beg to differ with you, sir, because specifically both firms said there were 9 points of fraudulent counterfeiting. And they specifically said after examining it forensically in a computer, by separating the layers of the Adobe document that was there. Mm-hmm. And then this was the most telling thing. They found the template from which it was made. It was made to a woman named Joanna Ani. If you take those handwritten check marks and X's in both documents, and you overlay them over a template of a blank certificate from Hawaii, you will see that they line up precisely. That is not possible when it was done by human hands.
No, I know what you're saying. The original now you're speaking to forgery.
Let me finish. They get the original template of the woman named Joanna Ani, and then they take that and overlay it over the one that Obama used. And again, all the handwritten marks line up precisely. The fonts change. Remember, this was done by a Selectric typewriter in 1962. You had individual carriage marks from individual cartridges with individual fonts. It was done at the same time by one person typing it up. You have multiple fonts from different carriages. There are many indications of counterfeit. I'm not just making things up. Again, it was submitted under oath to court.
Okay. No, this is just my point.
But Charles doesn't have a problem with Trump, who's also an anchor baby, being president, because he was an anchor baby too.
Who was?
Trump's an anchor baby. His mom was illegal. Where was he
born, ma'am? According to his birth certificate, where was he born?
His mother was illegal, which makes him an anchor baby. He's an anchor.
Where was he born? You said he's
Trump was an anchor baby. Trump was an anchor baby.
Are you just going to say it?
No, she's right about that for the definition of anchor babies.
It makes it so.
I mean,
okay, let's examine what you just
said. You're okay with white European anchor babies, but not Hispanic anchor babies, or African anchor babies, or Haitian anchor babies,
or Honduran. What defines an anchor baby, madam? I'll let you have the floor. Tell me. What is an anchor
baby? He's an anchor baby.
I didn't ask.
His mother was illegal. His mother was illegal. She birthed him on American soil. He's an anchor baby.
How do you define an anchor baby?
He's an anchor baby.
I know you keep saying it, but you don't even know what it is.
He's an anchor baby.
You just keep saying it. That makes it so. You see what I mean? This is what we got.
I would say this. I wouldn't consider an anchor baby someone that has at least one parent that's a United States citizen and they're born on U.S. soil.
Exactly.
I wouldn't
consider that. Both of his parents were citizens when he was born.
But at the same time, his father's
father was also an illegal immigrant.
Man, we have the naturalization record of his mother when she naturalized as a United States citizen. What do you have? What do you have? I've got her naturalization record.
But to speak to your point about Obama's birth certificate,
she just says it, therefore.
Hold up. I'm just saying to speak to your point about being it being like a counterfeit document, which could actually be the case. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that. I'm not calling you a liar or anything like that. But a birth certificate is just part of a birth file. It's not the entire file right there. There's a lot more that goes in to when a child is born on American soil than just the birth certificate.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. I agree with that. But that's why I am focusing on the document itself. I just want to establish that it is. Then we start looking at it. It's like when you do an investigation as a police officer, that's what I used to do. You follow a chain. You establish one element of the chain and you move to the next. First of all, we've got to get agreement. And that's what you do in a court. You get agreement, and because remember, a court, everything's submitted under oath. You have an adversarial proceeding with two sides. You get cross-examination. One side says this, the other side gets cross-examined, and then eventually you can arrive at a reasonable conclusion. I'm just trying to establish that the birth certificate is in fact counterfeit, owing to two separate, highly regarded, argued before the Supreme Court and introduced evidence before the Supreme Court of the United States, both of them, agreeing that it is a counterfeit document.
Because Sarge, you asked me what do I have to prove my citizenship? Is that what you asked me?
That's not what I asked you.
Oh, what did you ask me?
Yeah, I'll be back.
I said
my grandpa fought in World War I. What did you ask me again?
What I said was, what evidence do you have that his mother was not a citizen of the United States at the time Trump was born?
Let me just say something. Can I tell you something?
Can I tell you something? Record.
Let me tell you something. I have no problem with people coming to America wanting a better life. You Trump supporters have that problem. But what I want to point out to you Trump supporters is you're fucking ultra hypocrite.
She's not answering my question. Now she's
hypocritical. You're ultra hypocritical because the same guy that you fall down on the knees to.
Why will you not answer the question? Why do you resort to this demagoguery?
Exactly the same that you're fighting against other people. Why are you screaming at me? I'm talking on
a demagogue. When are you going to answer the question?
I'm not even finished making my statement.
He gotta calm down. This shit is driving me crazy.
So I don't have a problem with people coming to this country seeking a better life and contributing to America. I don't have that problem. It's the Trump supporters that have that problem, not me. Okay. So what I'm saying is that these Trump supporters are hypocritical, ultra hypocritical, because the same things they want to go by to kick people out of this country with is what their president and his whole fucking family are. They're anchor babies.
Again, no evidence to support it. You just assert it.
Let me see. I looked up Trump's mother. She became an American national 1942 because of World War II, but he was born in 1946.
Bam.
See, the record shows that he's not an anchor baby. What do you have to the contrary?
What was his father? What was his grandfather?
It's the parents, not the grandparents.
Hold up. Let's talk about, because we're talking about historical anchor babies, right? What was his father?
Now you're changing definition.
No, I'm serious.
The father was born in 1905 in New York.
Okay. And what was his
It
father?
doesn't matter about him. It matters about the parents. What were his parents when he was born? Both of them were citizens at the time of his birth. He is a natural born citizen of the United States under that definition.
Okay, now if you want to talk about the grandpa, I mean, he was born in Bavaria. One of the it used to be one of the German republics.
Yeah, he was an immigrant.
Yeah, he was an immigrant. Yeah,
but he didn't father Trump. He fathered
but he fathered Trump. He fathered Trump's father. This is what I'm telling you: is that it is the hypocrisy of you all with the history of the president that we have right now, and you have the fucking nerve to question everything about Obama, who we know for a fact his mother was a citizen in the United States. We know for a fact. And his grandparents, and his grandparents' grandparents, and his so on and so forth. But you got a problem with Obama, but you don't have a problem with Trump? That's where I show you your hypocrisy.
Do you have a problem with someone being legally resident in the United States and not a citizen? Because I don't. I don't have any person from anywhere in the world being legally resident in the United States.
Why do you have a problem with Obama?
Not an illegal alien. You apparently do.
So why do you have a problem with Obama then?
Because Obama is not a natural born citizen under Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5 of the United States Constitution.
Lie.
I answered your question. Now you got another follow-up?
Yeah, but Article 2, Section 5 also does not supersede
Section 1, Clause 5.
No, it does. Okay, that clause, right? I don't have the Constitution in front of me anymore. But that clause, you don't have to read it. It does not supersede the 14th, the Section 1 of the 14th Amendment.
How can that be?
Because
it would be true if the 14th Amendment repealed it, but the 14th Amendment makes no mention of it.
It stands equal. Section 1 of the 14th Amendment stands shoulder to shoulder equally with that clause, the presidential clause, and I forgot which article it is in the Constitution. I think it was Article 2. No, it was Article 1. Was it Article 2 or Article 1? I forgot, but I forgot which article of the executive branch, but still, it still stands shoulder to shoulder.
Okay.
Because they knew, the founding fathers knew, and even during the Civil War, the people who wrote the Reconstruction amendments knew that at some point, a person is going to become president of the United States that's going to have a parent that's not a citizen of the United States. I don't know, Charles Adams. You know who Charles Adams is, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Who was Charles Adams' mother?
Charles Adams or John Adams?
Charles Adams. Who was his mother?
Charles Adams, I wouldn't be able to answer that question. I don't know.
Oh, John Quincy Adams' wife, who was First Lady, she was never an American citizen. She was a British woman.
But remember, John Quincy Adams was the first natural-born citizen president. He was all the others were not, and the only reason they were eligible: George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison. None of them were natural-born citizens. But the reason they were eligible to be president or vice president was because they put the grandfather clause allowing them to be there.
Where at,
They were
Sarge?
citizens of the United States at the time of the establishment of the United States Constitution. It says it right there in Article 2.
But Sarge,
wait a minute, do you understand?
Charles Adams ran for president. Charles Adams was an ambassador for Abraham Lincoln.
But he wasn't elected.
No, but he ran for president though.
I know, but the issue is moot if it's not challenged.
No. Everybody knew who his mother was.
Every time.
No, everybody knew who Louise Adams was.
Okay.
They know Charles Adams' mother was Louise.
Okay,
She
remember
was
Elvis
British.
Cleaver? Remember
See?
Elvis Cleaver, Big J? Who was Elvis Cleaver? He was the guy who wrote Soul on Ice. Remember that?
Yes.
Elvis Cleaver ran for president of the United States.
Yes.
He got on the ballot in California. He
Right.
was removed from the ballot in California. Do you want to know why? Because somebody challenged him. He would not
Because
have
he was
been-
34 years old.
He would
He was
not have been
33 years
35
old.
years of old when he took the oath of office. That's why he was removed.
Right.
So see, if you challenge it, you can get it done. If you don't
No.
challenge it, it's moot. Now let me
But
bring up
Pete,
another point.
see,
You said,
see.
wait a minute. You said a little bit earlier that amendments to the Constitution are equal. What was the 18th Amendment, Jay? It was prohibition, wasn't it?
Yes.
The Volstead Act made into an amendment. Okay, what repealed it? The 23rd Amendment. The 21st Amendment, rather, repealed it. It
Yeah, but understand this, Sarge.
The
But understand,
18th
yeah.
article of Amendment 18 to the Constitution of the United States is hereby repealed. You didn't have anything like that with the 14th Amendment, repealing that
The
provision
14th.
of Article
Okay,
2.
but you just
Section
proved my
1,
point,
Clause 5.
Sarge.
You
You
didn't have
just
it.
proved my point. You just proved my point because the 14th did not repeal Article 1.
Article 2.
I mean Article 2. It
Section
did not
1.
repeal. It did not repeal Article 1, Section 2.
Section 1, Clause 5. Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5.
Right. Okay. It did not appeal the
Repeal it. Didn't
original
repeal it.
article.
You're right. Every constitution that is meant to negate something.
That's why that 14th Amendment is equal to that to the original article.
So you mean to tell me something as momentous as the presidency would not be mentioned in a subsequent amendment that is intended to negate the natural born citizen requirement? You believe that? Really?
It only takes an amendment to repeal another amendment, right, Sarge?
Yeah, but I'm trying to understand.
The 20th. Hold on.
that
The 19th Amendment. The 19th Amendment is sit here. The 19th. The 20th Amendment repeals the 18th Amendment, right?
Jay, do you realize that I do not believe that Eric or Donald Trump is Article 2 eligible? They are white men. They are citizens of. They are sons of the current president, and I do not believe they are eligible because they are 14th Amendment citizens, as I said earlier.
14th Amendment.
Race does not matter to me with this.
I never even said it's about race. You did.
I know. If you did, I didn't mean to say that you did. So don't misunderstand. I'm sorry.
But the Section 1 of the 14th Amendment equals to Article 2.
But you understand, I am saying I believe Donald and Eric Trump are not eligible to be president of the United States and take the oath because they are 14th Amendment citizens, and a 14th Amendment citizen cannot be considered a natural born citizen.
They can become president, but I believe they can become president. Unfortunately,
how did we determine what a natural born citizen was before the 14th Amendment was passed?
But you determined that.
Well, no,
you the one determined.
I'd like to.
No. I'm gonna ask you. Where do you get the idea of what is a natural born citizen?
Okay, good. Thank you. Finally, I can answer this question. All right, good. First of all, let me just ask the question. A question rhetorically, then I'll explain to you. How did we determine what a natural born citizen was before the 14th Amendment was passed in 1868 and we had the Constitution with Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5 passed in 1787? So they had to be determining who was eligible before the 14th Amendment even existed. So the 14th Amendment wasn't even
immigration laws. Yeah. Immigration laws.
Yeah. So for the first 15 presidents, we never consulted the 14th Amendment. Not ever. It didn't exist. So I submit to you, this is how we determine it. It was a well-established fact when you say things like natural born citizens. It's just like saying subject to the jurisdiction thereof, or within the allegiance of. Everybody at the time understood it. You know why? Because the treatise at the time, the leading international treatise that everybody in the world, the civilized world, the advanced world, the Western civilized world, looked to for legal definitions, particularly in constitutional law, was Emmerich Davidtell's Law of Nations. In fact, it is even capitalized in Article 1, Section 8, to enforce offenses against the law of nations, and they capitalized it. They were referring to that document. And in the 14th Amendment, and in the Venus Merchantman case, Supreme Court case of 1814, the Supreme Court just copied and pasted in whole the legal definition from Emmerich Davidtell's Law of Nations, and they cited it as a definition of what a natural-born citizen is. That is still precedent. It has not been overturned. Look up the Venus Merchantman case of 1814.
Whoa! I'm not gonna let you slide like that. Sorry, because
how can you slam a slide? You ain't read the case.
No, because you know that the premise for the war between the states was states' rights has precedent over federal law.
No, they want to secede from the Constitution.
No. You're missing my point. States had immigration laws. You know that, right? Before
no, because Article 1 always vested immigration law in the Constitution of the United States.
I mean,
before the first 10 amendments.
I mean citizenship law. I'm talking about citizenship laws.
Oh yeah, citizenship law. That's true. You're right. Yes.
Right. So how come you ain't talking about state laws that dealt with citizenship?
Well, I'll be happy to do that after we deal with the natural born citizen thing, because we haven't even
because we can talk about all those British soldiers that was left behind after the Revolution, and they was out there in the wilderness by themselves.
Yeah.
In Kentucky and Tennessee and far as out there to Kansas. Oh, you like y'all might want to look up on what happened to them, but
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, well they were American citizens later on.
Yes,
Sarge.
Yes, they applied.
Sarge, that countered. Wait a minute. That countered that. That counters your argument.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Because those
Sarge has done a lot of hypocritical things and said a lot of hypocritical things.
When am I going to get to start assaulting you? I think I'll start doing it.
Hey,
you heard what she just said.
Hey, sorry. Hold on.
I'm trying to curb my temper here. But I'm going to let loose on her next time she does it.
Okay, but Sarge, I know this.
I don't insult her.
Hypocritical? Yeah, you are very hypocritical.
You're a fool and a dupe.
Okay. But you're hypocritical. At least I'm not hypocritical.
Wait, hold on. Let's turn down the temperature down a bit. But Sarge, here's the thing.
She's got nothing else.
Wait, hold on. But Sarge, wait a minute. But these British men who was left behind after the American Revolution because they couldn't go back home, guess what happened to them? They got married to American women. And the states like Kentucky and Tennessee, they came the 14th and 15th states of the Union. The fifth, they actually did what, Sarge? They became citizens.
Yes, that was the way things were done back then before the passage of the 14th Amendment.
All right, and but Sarge, but they gave children. Those children was what?
They were citizens of the United States and of the state they were in under those rules at the time.
They was national-born citizens, Sarge.
Yeah,
because both of the parents were citizens. Yes.
DJ, let me ask you a question, since I can't talk to Sarge because he's not reasonable. Let me ask you a question, Big J.
I disagreed with the man, you big dummy. Are your ears open or you got them closed?
But let me ask you a question.
With him.
I'm talking about something else.
What is wrong with you?
Have you got some kind of neurosis? A lot of these immigrants that are trying to get their path to citizenship have been waiting over 20 plus years. He keeps on yelling. I can't even get across to you.
Because you gotta stop that shit.
So Big J, I'm not even talking to you, Sarge. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. Okay? I'm talking to Big J.
I put them in the back already.
I guarantee you that those people that you're speaking of, it didn't take them 20 plus years to get their citizenship, which is what is happening to people that are brown coming to this country. They're not able to get their citizenship in a timely manner. It's taking them 20 plus years, a lot of them, to try to get their citizenship. Now tell me how this so-called path to citizenship that he wants all these people to take, why is it taking so long for them to try to get it?
You asked me that?
You, Big J, because I can't reason with him.
I got an answer for you. You're just not gonna like it. She won't like my answer, but I do have one for her.
Because they're having a hard time because their employment wouldn't allow them to stay stationary because they're in transient. They go from one place to the other. As somebody who's in agriculture and seeing these people picking,
but all immigrants are not in agriculture.
I know that. I know. But I'm using this as an example here. This is a good example.
Okay, go ahead.
As an example, right? Because some of those people are transient. One day they're out there picking crops. The other time they're doing other menial work that requires them to move in various locations, so they can't stay in one area.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they couldn't get. The process is going to be difficult for them to become citizens.
Okay, let me try to explain to you, Jason. She sews her ears shut when I try to answer her. Let me explain to you why the answer to her question, which I can give intellectually honestly. The Constitution of the United States vests in Congress immigration law, the complete plenary right to write immigration law at any time they see fit, because no one has a right to enter the United States except United States citizens. No one else. So Congress is free to write and interpret an immigration law any way they see fit for whatever reason they see fit. And the truth of the matter is, immigration law was nearly non-existent up until the late 19th and early 20th century. We didn't have much in the way of immigration law. As long as you came to a legal port of entry, they'd let you in. But they changed that with law, whether we like it or not. If we don't like it, we get Congress to repeal it through the Democrat constitutional process. That's what we do. But we don't say Congress can't change law, and yes, even make the procedure more burdensome and more lengthy. That's what they've done. They wanted to make sure that people coming in the country were not diseased. They weren't carrying typhus. They weren't carrying cholera. They weren't carrying any number of communicable diseases. They would be self-supporting.
But Sarge, that everything you said is correct, right?
Yeah,
but that's not. Whoa! But Sarge, everything you said was correct, but that's not what was being asked, because we're talking about the mechanism. We wasn't talking about the legal part. The mechanism is the flow of the population. Why the process is not fair, and just because of the conditions of their law of their work and their labor, because like they have to be moving to sustain themselves.
Yeah,
they can't stay in one area and just be processed sitting at the house, sitting at one geographical location and just wait for the process. They have to be feeding themselves. They got children and families to feed, so they got to be moving. We're talking about the mechanisms of it, not the legal part. That's what Kira was asking.
I agree with you on that, Jay.
Well, then why are we yelling then?
Because why are we yelling here who want to make their own changes without benefit of actual legislation. That's got to be done through the legislative process, not just ignoring it because we think we should do it because it's the right thing
And we
to
see,
do.
and we see how upright, and we see how upright these
Have
MAGA,
a rule of law then.
and we see how upright these MAGA Republican representatives are treating America right now. So
Okay,
yeah, we
that's
know
right.
that, we know they're on the up and up with that. Yeah.
And you just want us to be overrun with illegal alien invaders so you Democrats can stay in power.
Actually, I don't.
perpetuity.
Actually, I don't. Especially
I
the Elon
believe you
Musk.
do. That's what I believe about you, just like what you believe about me.
Actually,
Yeah,
I don't. Especially the Elon Musk of the world.
Well, I'm not Elon Musk and I ain't wealthy, and I feel the same way.
About Elon Musk? You feel the same way about Elon Musk?
I'm glad to hear that.
About illegal immigration, absolutely.
Well, is Elon Musk illegal alien?
No, he's illegal. He's literally the legalist of legal aliens. He went through the
Is
naturalization.
he so legal that he got the chance to run roughshod all over American citizens' documents and stuff?
Influence things just like you do. The only difference is he's got a lot more money to do it with.
Okay, but he got the okay from your president to go in there and
Okay,
fuck around with a whole bunch of computer systems and shit like that.
Constitution. The first
And he wasn't elected to do it.
he doesn't need to be any more than you or I do.
Are you in the databases? I'm not.
You are in every database this country's got.
I
Unless you're
said,
alien.
are you in there tampering with the databases? Because that's what the fuck he
The
did.
president of the United States appointed a citizen that he saw being fit to do so. You don't
And then just so happened that after he got done doing that, and just so happened when he got done doing that, he became the first trillionaire. Let that make sense.
You don't get to make those choices.
Let that make sense.
Neither do I. Neither does the Speaker of the House. He doesn't get to make that either. That was an executive branch function. The president's in charge of the Supreme Court just ruled on it. All power in executive branch is vested in the person of a president of the United States. The executive branch.
So you were okay with him going in there fucking around with documents and sensitive information?
Yes.
I'm not.
All right, then. Well, then we differ in opinion. Let's move on.
Yeah, as somebody who's not been vetted by the FBI and there's no advice and consent by the United States Senate.
Hey, the president doesn't get vetted by the FBI. If you read the qualifications of the Constitution, you got to be 35 years of age.
No. You missing my point. You missing my point, Sarge.
You got to be a natural
missing my point.
You don't have to pass a background check.
No. You missing my point, Sarge. We're talking about Elon Musk going to people's Social Security fund, and he's been appointed without no advice and consent of the United States Senate. That's the problem.
Okay. That is a constitutional matter that has to be brought up under appeal in a court.
Yeah, but your crooked ass fucking Republican MAGAs won't fucking do it. They won't do their job.
You guys we don't object to it. You do. If you object, we're not going to object. File an appeal on something we don't object to. You can do it if you want to.
No, Magic Mike keeps on fucking shutting the Congress down every time something is supposed to be actually checked.
You don't need to be in Congress to file an appeal or be a plaintiff. You simply file an appeal in court. This is unconstitutional. Here's why. File it with a federal court and see if they grant you certiorari. Do you not understand the way things work?
You know what, Sarge? We got to end this live stream.
I'm answering everything she says. She doesn't like my answers. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
It sounds very parroted.
Yeah, because
I don't change the subject and go moving goalposts all over the place. Like
no, you do change the goalposts.
No, you did it every time we brought up an issue. I mean, every single time today we brought up an issue. You just shoved the goalposts around the field like they're on a motorcycle.
Oh my God.
And you know what, Jay? I try to stay with one subject at a time, and she just hopping from one thing to another. Trump is an anchor baby. Trump's mama was here illegally. All this other crap.
I don't think Trump is not qualified to be an anchor baby because of the conditions of
he's definitely not
of his birth and the
he's as much of an anchor baby as anybody that's being deported right now, Big J. That's my point.
She just says it, and that makes it so in her deluded mind Be my guest. Go see a
You
psychiatrist.
literally have U.S. citizens being held in ICE detention centers because of their parents.
Illegal aliens.
They're not,
They're
because
not
they were
babies.
born here. They have birth certificates. Get the
They're
fuck out of here with that.
aliens.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm anyway. Let me say this. So I'm gonna end this live stream because in 30 minutes, Queen about to do a review on a video I'm about to play here in a minute. So I thank y'all for being on the panel. So I'm just gonna play this as a way to to transition to Queen's channel live stream she's gonna do in 30 minutes. Oh, and Queen, you got my my bill, right? My legislation, right? I guess she's setting things up. But anyway, let me go ahead and play this, y'all. Thank y'all for being on the panel, y'all.
Thanks for having me, Big J.
All right, then. So
I appreciate it too, Jay. I actually enjoyed the conversation. I really did.
All right.
No hard feelings, Sarge.
I don't have any hard feelings either.
I like you as a person.
Things, though.
Huh?
I said I have no hard feelings either. I do notice things though.
Well, I notice things too.
Very acute observer.
So, let me go ahead and play this. See what Femi's talking about. So, yeah. Thank you for being on the panel. So, let me play this, and I'm gonna end the show after this. So, let me see what Femi's talking about. Oh, and let me do this. Straight up. Let me do it straight up. Oh, and Ricky Matter. Fuck you. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, this is fair use, by the way. And here we go. Let's play it.
You wanted a straight answer, right? Okay, I want to answer that question directly and clearly, brother, if I may. The whole world is anti-black. The whole world, every religion is anti-black.
Hey guys, so yesterday I made a video about, was it mud cookies? I think that's what it was about. And Queen left me a message, and she said, "I don't think it's fair how you ignore how these people treat us and think about us. It's almost as if you're excusing them simply because of the color of their skin." Yeah, I am. I am. And I think that's something that we haven't understood, that I have an understanding that we have to do that, because what the Asian people just did, they excused that Asian man, even though there's all different types of Asian. There's Korean, and there's Japanese, and there's Chinese, and there's Cambodian, and there's Laos, and there's all this. They excused what that Asian man did because he was Asian. White people going to excuse what white people do because they Asian. My bad. I didn't mean to say because they Asian. White people going to excuse what white people do because they white. It don't matter if they off one of us in England. The white people in America is going to side with the white people in England because they're white. So you're absolutely correct when you're saying this, but I'm not understanding what y'all not understanding about that. So that part of the question was correct. So I don't believe that I excused it in my video unless sometimes the spirit be in me in my video. I can't remember everything I say all the time. So I think I recall saying something to them about their asking about, saying Black people don't have no culture. And I recall myself saying they don't even know where they come from. They don't even know their history. I think I recall that. But that's not even the biggest thing to me. I'm pretty sure I said in my video that they act like that because of white Jesus. I'm pretty sure that I said that because that is the basis of everything. White supremacy and that white Jesus is the basis of everything. And I think, let me read this one more time. I don't think it's fair how you ignore how these people treat us and think about us. And I think that I asked you specifically, well, how do we treat them and think about them? And I think you said to me, like when they first came over here in the 90s, we was trying to be cool with them or whatever, and they rejected us. They rejected us because of your religion. And I'm not specifically talking about Queen's religion, because I don't think that she's a Christian. I'm just saying the religion of America made them be like that. So how am I be mad? How am I be mad at somebody that got coerced into thinking a certain way, right? When, like I said, you talk about how they treat us and how we think about us, how we treat ourselves and how we think about ourselves. So I think that's kind of, I got to try to think of a word. I think it's more like I was saying that Black people want to have supremacy over somebody just because. I mean, I don't know if that's human nature. I don't care to have supremacy over anyone, but I think that y'all are misunderstood. I feel like y'all not seeing the picture. Yes. Because they have this. Yes. You think I'm going to let white supremacy win? You think that all the knowledge that I have about history and what went on, that I'm gonna be mad at somebody because they called me a dirty American? That would make, so all the intelligence that I have, that would make me, that would make all my reading and all my studying and all, it would make it mute. Because if I still dislike this person, let's just put it like this. I'm not fond of Christians. I'm not fond the same way I feel.
Yeah, I'm playing a video. Oh, I'll post it tonight. Oh, I got a debate with you in another, and I just got edited. I'll post it tonight. Okay. About what? What you want to debate me, Queen? Are you up, Queen? You on the panel? Who's gonna debate?
Yeah.
What you gonna debate with me about?
No, it's not me. It's another content creator. You remember the stream you did? We talking about boycotting and how it was obsolete.
Yes.
And I got another content creator that also deal with the stock market or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
he gave me
Mm-hmm.
his opinion on your video. So I'm gonna play both of y'all things. I gotta edit it though. Make it
Oh,
one video.
well, can you email me whoever this person's video?
Yeah, I can email you. I can send you his channel.
Okay, okay. Is he the same person that talked about my alternative to reparations?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You do you know the Solomon Project?
No, I can't.
Okay, well that's who it is. It's a Solomon Project.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
He must have went in on me, huh? Or
No, he didn't go in. He just gave his opinion based on what you said, and I said, well, I told him to watch the video and make a response because like he could use some channel growth as well, and he didn't want to do that, but he told me his response. And I said, well, I'm going to download this and I'm going to clip the part of BJ's video that yours talks about, and I will put it together and put it on my channel. And he told me that was fine. So that's what I'm going to do.
okay. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I'm surprised people watch that live stream.
Look, I promote channels. That's what I do. If you got good content, I'm going to promote your content. So I be telling people about channels. I remix people content, and that's what I be trying to get folks in this space to understand. But they don't do nothing functional over here.
Right. But you want me to finish Femi's video, or you
Do
just
you
want?
want to finish it? It's up to you because I'm just responding to her.
Okay, okay. Well. I'm just doing it to show her, some love and shit, and because she keep being shadow banned. It appears so.
Yeah, I
So
don't want to go into my opinion of it because I give my opinion in the video that's coming up. I think
yeah,
we
yeah.
got
Well, like when the
20.
next 20 minutes, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to see what you thought of my that bill I wrote.
Oh, yeah. How you gonna push that out?
I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Um, Now I had to fine tune that because what happened though, I wrote it and
Mm-hmm.
then I put it through AI.
Yeah.
AI went ahead and re-edited and and added and changed a lot of things, which kind of pissed me off because the
Was they
dollar
good
amount,
changes?
huh?
Were they good changes?
Well, I mean the dollar amount part, it gave me the options. So I put the options at the bottom. I don't know if you read the bottom part, for section C and section 6.
Okay.
Yeah, and the title, they fucked up on my title because I want the title. Uh, well, anyway, um, yeah, the point is, you know, um, I'm satisfied with it. I mean, it's not. I'm satisfied. I mean, I'm content with it, but not. Uh, it's not my magnum. You know,
I
opus
mean, it
here.
works.
You know.
And it's aesthetically pleasing as well. So
You
there we
know.
go.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna push that. So I also got some legislation on RFID chips. I want that to be banned. In
Why?
fact, uh, because I see that as a threat to people freedom and liberty. So yeah, I got that typed up too. So um uh I'm so if the shit that I wrote down, you be looking at it like, damn, you might need to get a life. You gonna look at me because
Well,
I
they
got
have to.
huh I got a Middle East treaty. I got all types of shit typed up. So no, so yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I don't want nobody, you know, prying
So
into
what they
my
gonna
shit.
do? They gotta break in your house to get it.
No, but I don't want to get. I don't want to track the attention of these assholes. That's all. If I'm doing some real shit, I don't want to track the wrong attention from these assholes online.
I
So
don't think they smart enough.
I mean, I'm just saying, So, but anyway, I'm gonna get on off of here. In the next 18 minutes, you gonna go live, Queen. So and talk about the rest of what Femi said. I think Femi, from what I'm hearing, right, thus
Hmm.
far, and like again, I hadn't finished this live stream. I mean her video. I hadn't finished her video.
Yeah.
I think the idea because they're black, we have to just. Her premise is we should be like them.
Which is kind of crazy to me because we live here.
Right, right,
Like this is
and
our home.
right. So like we can't just be like the Africans because the Africans are 500 years and 2,000 miles difference. We're the distance between the African and African American is 500 years and 2,000 miles apart.
Yep.
So our framework is totally different. So um It's like you know what? I want Femi to explore the history of Sierra Simone and Liberia. If she studied the history of those two countries, she wouldn't be. I think that would change her mind, because when those American slaves and those British slaves came back and try to resettle Africa, we brought we. I'm saying we, like, we brought that white man's bullshit over there. Or I
Yeah.
mean, our mental framework, or the Anglo-Saxon mindset to over there, and it was not uh, meshing with the local population. That's why Liberia had that civil war the last 25 years, or like when President William Tubman got killed when Samuel Dolt assassinated him in 1980. Was it 81 or 80? Yeah, it was not in 1980 in Liberia. So so it's, we are not them uh on that level. Like, there are levels to this. And if you go to Europe, white folks not the Europeans are not that entirely fond of white people of North America. They're not that kind of keen on Canadians and Americans like that. Um, uh, 'cause they kind of look down on us across, or I should say, white people across the pond. So I don't think she. I,
Okay.
there are levels of where she's missing in her analysis. I'll put it like that. I'll put
Uh,
it like that. So
you need to get back with what's that lady name? Is it Dana?
Dana, Diane,
Yeah, her.
uh
They asked what day you wanna interview her.
huh. Yeah. But I have to talk to Jasmine, um, because she was trying to reach me over the weekend, because they was canvassing votes in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And she would say, "I'm free." I was like, "God damn! If I wasn't taking care of this animal, I'm taking care. I would have done that interview this past couple of days." But she was canvassing votes, um, Oklahoma, and she was free Saturday. But I was taking care of my responsibilities, and I was like, "Damn! I wish I was at the house. I wish I didn't have to take care of that of my animal though. Like, damn." But that's all
So
right.
when it comes to Femi, I think Femi has a like a one track mind about what it is she seeing her perception. Cause like my experience is vastly different than hers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she is under the impression that most black folk had the same experience that she did.
Yeah,
And
I get that part. That's yeah. I think she thinks everybody experiences are the same,
right.
and you're right, right.
And like I'm like, no, that's not it. It is people that like I've had up close and personal relationships with all kind of people across the diaspora. And
Mm-hmm.
politically, they don't give a damn about what we got going on over here.
Right. And you try to convey, it's like there, like I said, there are layers to this, and it's like she's stuck on the surface level. And I'm not trying to denigrate her or disrespect her. I'm just saying her perspective is limited. Because she thinking that, oh, we black, they're black, we supposed to agree on or have the same agreement on the same thing or the same outlook.
The scapegoating of white Jesus, like white Jesus is not the reason that them folks act the way that they do towards us.
No, that's more of a class issue, for lack of a better word.
Exactly. Like if
It's more of a class issue than
you sit down and have an in-depth conversation with these folks and listen to them, they still look at us like we a slave class.
right. Why you think me? Oh, you know what? I shouldn't bring that up. Let me leave that alone. How about, because I talked about I had a falling out with somebody else over here.
Your Haitian friend.
Yeah, man. He pissed me off though. When Charlie Kirk died, he pissed me off. Like not seeing the racism of Charlie Kirk shit. Like you know, and I stopped. I said, you know what? I'm stop fucking with you, bro.
Yeah, most of them didn't see the race. Most of them people that was up there talking about, oh, y'all should feel bad and y'all should be ashamed of yourself for not being upset about this. Most of them folks was not Black Americans. Most of them people was black from somewhere else.
Right, and like that Negro that was on top of that RV where you remember that whole when when they had that rally when Kamala Anthony was on that the first week when it happened, when he was arraigned the first time. The African that was standing right by Jake Lane.
Yep.
He was no African American. He wasn't even no Canadian. He was just somebody who was an immigrant. And you try to tell people. I had a friend from Nigeria, from college. He has that same perspective, like not understanding local the black people who are in the West. Like your perspective is different. Like we supposed to be all this, not understanding what racism is, not understanding the depth of white supremacy. But then at the same time, I gotta say, wait a minute, y'all can't say that. I be confused by Africans, because you're looking down on African Americans and the black people in Canada and shit, right? But you're not. But then they don't understand that you've been colonized.
Right.
You've been colonized by the Portuguese, the Spanish, the British, the French. You've been colonized by everybody in Europe, and even in Asia. If you want to count the Arabs and the Chinese, and you still not understanding that. I don't know. It's like how they view the world is very.
It's a whole system, and they don't care to know about it. They don't care to discuss it when it come to us. And when it come to them, we supposed to have all the sympathy and understanding. But you over here in our damn country, it don't make no sense. If we went to their country and sided with white folks against them, I bet they would understand it. If we went to their country and we voted against what would be best for them in their country, they would understand it then. And my whole point with me is you telling us to embrace people that are actively harming us. And I think that's the part she's not really understanding.
Right.
You telling us to embrace folks that are actively harming us, even when, yes, let's talk about the Haitians. Haitians vote Democratic, even though they are conservative minded. They only vote Democrat because of the protected status. The ones that are born here that have citizenship here, they don't give a damn about no protected status. They are either right leaning or they have no party affiliation, which means that as time go on, it's gonna be more of them that are citizens of the country, and they're not gonna be participating politically with us. So why is we embracing people that's gonna be politically going against what the hell we got going on?
There was a person named Jane that was trying to join the panel, but
Put a what you call it up.
huh?
Put a overlay up. Cause they pee bumming again.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Yeah, let me put this up here. So you know, oh, that means Koja. Koja, it says though you couldn't join because your device wasn't working or something. But I'm on. I can't. I gotta leave because she's about to do a live stream. Okay, so yeah, my setting. Yeah, it was acting up, Koja. It was acting up. But I'm gonna let you up and Queen. If you Queen about to start live streaming in about what 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Go over to her channel then. Koja.
In 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, not in 5 minutes, but I mean, if you're doing a live stream about, okay, all right, Koja. I ain't seen you in a minute, Koja. I ain't seen you in a long ass minute. Tell you the truth though. So anyway, let me get off of here. Yeah, let me get out of here, y'all, and so yeah.
For a long time. Yep.
Yeah.
That's my mouth. That's the house I said I wanted. I put a piece in there.
So everybody, I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope this is still monetized. So all that cussing and shit. That was carrying on. I might have put this on memberships. Who knows? All that
I don't
cussing.
think it was that bad. You should.
Yeah.
Your motivation. Yeah.
But I'm bouncing from site to site. Okay. Well, this is gonna be continued on Queen Sunkiss channel, and it's gonna start in the next 3 minutes. So anyway, let me get out of here. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
Queen. All right, y'all. See you later. And I guess Sarge is doing Sarge shit. So anyway, let me get out of here. I'm out.
Just listening.
Okay, Sarge, but yeah, but I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm ending this so that she can start her own stuff, her own live stream. So
Roger.
All right then, I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.